Good evening. Happy Friday. I hope you're all doing really, really well. I'm so pleased to see you here for our regular Friday evening every week. Opportunity to come together, be together, create this sacred space online. And it's my great pleasure to introduce you to the wonderful Amy, whether you've met Amy before or not. Amy Thomas-Owen. Hi, Amy. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. A little bit warm, as I'm sure we all probably are today. But yeah, I'm really excited to be here and do this.
Amazing. And we're going to do this evening. Thank you, everybody that's joined. Tonight is going to be a bit of an experimental evening, to say the least. So what we're going to do this evening is going to be live and unplugged. This is me throwing away the script, throwing away the questions. This is your opportunity to have some time with myself and with Amy, who so kindly agreed to come on and do this session with me this evening. This is going to be about intuitive tarot. This is Amy's specialism, is intuitive tarot. And I'm going to be looking at Oracle, which is what I really enjoy doing from an inspirational kind of intuitive point of view. So if you've got any questions, stick them in the chat. And also we will be offering readings. So if you are interested in reading, if you could put, can I have a reading, please? And we will get to you as and when we're drawn to you at some point in the evening. So put a little comment on if you're interested in having a reading with us. It is very exciting. Hello, lovely Paula. It's really good to have you on board. This is really exciting. This is the first time I've ever done this on my page. And I thought, who is the best person to accompany me, Spirit, in this crazy experiment? And immediately the lovely Amy's face came to mind. And so that was it. This is how this magic is going to be this evening. So hello to everybody that's joined us. Lovely Tony. Hello, Tony. Thank you so much for sharing my post today, Sweetness. That's really, really kind of you. Thank you so much. Hello to Paula. Hello to Anne-Marie. Amazing. It's so lovely to have you on board, and everybody who's not putting their names down, who's watching. And also to everybody who watches on catch up, because I'm aware that we do still have a busy life, even though we are still in partial lockdown and people have things to do on a Friday night. It's a bit hectic doing the tea, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Thank you so much for joining us. Hello, Elisa. Lovely to have you with us. Okay, what I would like you to do is go and grab yourself a glass of water or something a bit stronger if that's where you're at on a Friday night. And we will be right back in about 30 seconds. Okay, thank you so much for coming back, and thank you for everybody that's just joined us. Hello to lovely Sue. Hope you're doing well, Sue. Much love to you. Hello to Christine. Lovely to have you. Hello, Yolandi, Penny, and Jamie. So amazing to have you along. Okay, so Amy, I know we had a very brief introduction before the intro, but do you mind telling everyone who doesn't know about you and the work that you're doing a little bit about you and how you kind of came to this and how you came to tarot and a little bit about your method?
Yeah, so I'm Amy, and I'm the tarot counsellor on Instagram and Facebook, and also my website as well, which is just thetarotcounsellor.com, nice and simple. To cut a very long story short, I'm an almost qualified person-centred counsellor. I've been training in that for about, I think 4 years in total. But prior to that, I did do a master's in psychology as well. So for a long time, I have sort of been working and training in psychology, mental health sort of fields. And then prior to all of that, I did a degree in fine arts. So always had a sort of visual creative streak running through me. And when I was doing my counselling training, picked up the tarot cards and realised that actually there's a lot of overlap between what you can achieve with tarot and also therapeutic goals as well. And that tarot can actually be a really valuable therapeutic tool that we can use personally to facilitate our own personal development, personal growth, help us understand ourselves a little bit better. But for me, I think what tarot helped me with the most was probably developing my intuition. And by that, I mean really listening to my own voice and trusting that above anything else, so not go into the guidebook meanings and suggestions, but actually listening to what I thought, what was coming to me. So that's what I do now. I try and share the ways in which you can use tarot for that, really.
Amazing. And would you mind sharing your beautiful deck that you use that is your go-to?
So this is the Lightseers Tarot, and it's by Chris Ann. Oh, by the way, you can find her on Instagram. I've got quite a few decks, to be honest. We all do have a variety, don't we? But this is my go-to one at the minute because the cards are so packed with imagery and symbolism, colours, and that's what really speaks to me. I've got a few other sort of more abstract decks, but with them, you do sort of have to go back to the guidebook a little bit. It's not quite as stimulating, I think. So yeah, I'll be using the Lightseers Tarot this evening.
Beautiful. What a treat for you all this evening. So this is Live and Unplugged. If you have any questions, if anyone here is a reader or has wanted to have a look at tarot, wants to know the difference between kind of tarot and oracle decks, this is your opportunity to ask those questions. And we're also doing readings as well. We're in a really interesting time, aren't we? This is a really interesting time. So we've been in this very strange space for what feels like a really long time, months and months and months for some people. And we're going to a place where we need to change our approach. Potentially we're going into a whole different energy, and we've had a whole heap of retrogrades. We had the summer solstice, we had kind of everything thrown at us last weekend energetically. So this would be our great honor and pleasure to be able to offer you some mini readings if anyone would like those. Hello to everyone that's joining and all the new people that have joined. Amanda, Andrea, Leslie, Lorraine, really lovely to have you along with us. So what I'm going to be using this evening, so Amy is going to be using tarot, and I'm going to be using oracle decks, which I use if anyone's been to any of my circles, or if anyone's been to anywhere where I do maybe something on a one-to-one. I do like to use an oracle deck sometimes for that bit of inspiration, or to give us some imagery to work with. So what I would like to do is offer some readings if anyone would like any of those as well, some mini readings. So has anyone got any questions? Jennifer is talking about a Thelema tarot. Yes, I have heard about this. I don't own it myself, but I have heard that the imagery is utterly beautiful and captivating. So yeah, do share a picture of that. If you've got your deck handy, do have a look at that. Okay, so who are we drawn to first? Let's kick this off, shall we? Let's kick this off. So who is the person I'm drawn to? So Jennifer Stedman. Let me put your picture up on here. Lovely. Okay, you're due to do a reading at 7 o'clock. Oh, crikey. Okay, that's going to be interesting. No pressure then. So you're a reader in your own right. So I'm going to pick a reading for you. Let's see what Spirit have to say for you. The deck I'm going to be using for this one is Spirit Messages. And that's a really lovely one by John Holland. And let's just see what kind of comes out for that one for you. Oh, this is a beautiful card. Ooh, new beginnings. So this one is about just the vibration of life changing. So it feels like there's an awful lot of change around you at the moment. This is also telling you to have faith and have a really clear vision of what it is that you want to achieve, because it feels like you're stepping forward, you're stepping into a new way of working with your spirituality. I can also see an awful lot of growth around here in yellow. So it feels very much like you're feeling inspired to do something new with your intuition, whether that is to write it down or whether that is to articulate in a different way or put yourself out there. But it feels very much like you're putting yourself on the front foot and putting yourself out there in a different way. I'm also seeing some autumn leaves around you as well. So this is letting me know that there's been some discarding around you, and I'm not sure what it is, but it does feel like there's some pain attached to that as well. But there's been some discarding around you. But you're definitely on the right track. I'm also being made aware of healing with you as well. My hands are just so hot, and it's not just the temperature hot. My hands are going really, really hot. So there's an awful lot of some healing modality around you as well. So hopefully that was helpful for you. Jennifer, what are you doing? Okay. Oh, thank you for coming back. That's brilliant. Yes, please, if you can come back with some feedback, that's great. You're doing tarot on WhatsApp. Yay! Embracing it. Embrace the new technology. Very much spirit inspired. Spirit love us to go on the front foot, be courageous, put yourself out there. And do you know what? If you put yourself out and you put your arms out, spirit will catch you. 100 times out of 100, they will catch you if you're prepared to go on a limb for them and show that faith and that courage and that absolute certainty that you are working for spirit and working for light. All power to you. And you're a Reiki 3 master. Amazing. I do feel that will come into fruition far more in the next period of time ahead of you, because it just feels like the healing energy is building. I know that all mediumship and all light work is healing, and we're executing God's work through that. But all power to you, Jennifer. I hope your 7 o'clock absolutely rocks. You've got 45 minutes. You're going to rock it. Thank you so much for being the first one up. Thank you, Jennifer. Amazing. Thank you. Okay, Amy, do you want to pick somebody from the list?
Yeah, how exciting. I just want to start with a caveat of I've not done this before using this software. I've just realised I can get the comments up on my computer because I've been looking at it delayed on my phone for the last 5 minutes. So if I press anything wrong, thank you in advance, everybody, for bearing with me.
You'll be amazing. You'll be amazing.
Okie doke. So I think for one of the first ones I saw, gosh, it moves quickly, doesn't it?
It's because there's lots and lots and lots of people on here wanting readings.
I was drawn to Andrea, who said, yes, please, would love a reading.
Okay.
I don't think Andrea's given any more specifics, but I thought I would just pull a card and see what comes out. Okay. Give them a shuffle.
And while you're shuffling that, I just want to come back to Penny Dimmock, who made a comment earlier about talking to your friend about negativity in tarot. Do you know what? That's the reason why we're doing this, is because there is so much depth to it. And yeah, unfortunately, it's been given a bad press. So thank you, Penny, for your comment. Okay, sorry, we go for it.
So the card that came out was the 4 of Wands.
Lovely.
And it's all about celebration and success. Traditionally, this card, look at them, they're having loads of fun on there. But for me, what stands out particularly on this card is the tent. Everything's quite sort of earthy colours, quite reddy kind of tones, but the tent is this blue colour. And that automatically makes me think of the throat chakra and self-expression, communicating. So perhaps there's something in there around celebrating some successes in expressing yourself, or even perhaps in just setting some boundaries, verbally saying sort of no, and, these are where my boundaries are, because they're huge things to do. And, we don't always give that sort of thing the sort of celebration that it deserves sometimes. Sometimes we do need to give ourselves a pat on our backs for being able to, express ourselves or assert ourselves as well. But it all comes from the voice. So that's what was coming out for that one, which is fun.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Amy. That was lovely. Hopefully that made sense to you, Andrea. Yeah, lots of things in there to work on. Very symbolic, very, very symbolic. So thank you so much. Hopefully that made sense to you, Andrea. Okay, who am I drawn to? Laura Kennedy. You've got a lovely pair of shades on. Definitely drawn to you. Hello, Laura. Not sure what you're after, but I'm feeling very drawn to my pair of surrender cards for you. And these are, anyone that knows me or has had a reading with me knows that I am not really a candy floss and unicorns kind of card reader. So sometimes they're quite hard hitting, but I will be very kind. But I feel very much, Laura, that you're in a place right now that you're quite receptive to that. You're quite receptive to that energy. You're taking quite serious steps. And that's the word that's coming to me, serious steps. This feels like you're very seriously focusing on what it is that you need to do to put yourself in the right place moving forward. Okay. You had two cards that come out. This is really interesting. So this lets me know that you're an interesting person, that within your own mind, you swing from one way to another, almost on a minute-to-minute basis. You know the general direction you need to be headed in, but you're second-guessing yourself on the steps it needs to get there. The first card that I was pull up to you was surrender to miracles, and this is letting you know that you need to surrender to what is going on in your life. I'm not sure if you're following law of attraction or a course in miracles, but this feels like language that you're quite familiar with, cosmic ordering, that kind of thing. This is basically letting me know that this is around resistance. So whatever it is that is not manifesting or feels like the missing piece of the jigsaw is primarily around resistance and how it hides as fear and self-doubt in your life. And when you surrender to that and you surrender to what is appearing in your life and you give into it, then more of that happens. It's almost it's got that multiplication effect. The other card that popped out was this light's not great on these really shiny cards. Surrender to your results, attachment results. And this is about holding on really tightly to things and having a really fixed image in your mind of what success looks like. And sometimes when we're very prescriptive, we don't really give the universe or that divine grace very much room to breathe into what it is that we need to manifest. So what I would say with that one is, again, just surrender to the process. Have an idea of where it is you need to go, but try not to be too prescriptive in the steps it takes to get there. And also, if you go through any phases, if it feels like things are going backwards slightly, then just again respect that that is the process in order to be able to push through something in a different way. Really interesting cards. So your two cards were surrender to miracles that are already present in your life and surrender to attachment for outcomes. Hopefully that made sense to you, Laura. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Thank you so much, Laura. Amazing. Okay. You're up. What do you reckon?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to, I don't know if you want to chip in on this as well with your cards. Yeah. But Linda Marie has asked, how do you begin to learn to read tarot? And initially, what I did when I learned tarot was bought every single book I could possibly find, watched every single YouTube video and completely overwhelmed myself. And that does work to a certain degree. But now I've been doing it for a little while. My sort of take on it would be to find a deck, obviously, that resonates with you. You can go for a traditional, like, Rider-Waite deck, because a lot of the books that are written tend to reflect that kind of deck anyway. But they can be a bit dry, a bit dull. So try and find a deck that resonates with you. And also, I would suggest one that's packed full of colour, drawing, symbolism, so that there's lots of layers to the cards. You can work with the colours of the cards, the numbers of the cards, the actual pictures of the cards. And my advice to you would be to just go with what your first response is. How does it make you feel first off? What's your initial response to it? And then what's going on in the card? Is there a story going on? And then how does that relate to you? That would be sort of like my first steps. I don't know if you want to add anything to that, but I just thought it was a great question.
Yeah, it's a really great question. Thank you. So Rider-Waite Smith, as Amy said, there's so much material around there. And if you're the kind of person who likes to know what they're getting into and likes to have a bit of a framework to hang your intuition on, I completely get that. There's so much material out there. And actually, the vast majority of tarot decks are based on that system. So any of the different colors or nuances or symbols or characters, or, you know, they may not use the traditional suits, they may call them something different, but they'll have the same kind of vibration, which primarily works on the elements. So fire, air, earth and water, articulated in different ways. Really, the trick of it is, the first thing I'd say is, don't look for the perfect tarot deck. Don't look for the perfect tarot deck straight out. Be prepared to the fact that you're just creating a bit of a pact with the universe and with your spirit team to say, however this moves me, whatever I'm drawn to right now is what I need right now. And then go with that and work with that. Make your deck your best friend. Carry it around with you. Really do get very familiar with it. And that's really the best advice. And as Amy said, chuck the guidebook away. The guidebook is the author or the creator's interpretation, which is coming from where they are. And don't forget, as with all forms of psychic work, with all forms of mediumship, anything that uses your intuition, is that your own intuitive self and your spirit workers will use your own internal directory, your own language, your own experience, your own frame of reference to channel this knowledge through. So you don't need the guidebook. That's someone else's library. You need to work on your own library and get to know those cards. But yeah, I'm a visual person too, Amy. I love some color. I love some symbols. I love something you can kind of, something gritty you can get your teeth into. Great question. Really pleased that was helpful for you, Linda Marie. Go and grab yourself a tarot deck. You know, you can get them on Amazon now. You don't get much more mainstream than that. You can get them on the internet now. Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, go for it, Amy. Who are you drawn to?
I've got Debbie's name in front of me.
Debbie.
Debbie. She says,
Debbie.
have a card, please.
Debbie Lamb.
Blue hearts, yeah. So, shuffle. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we've got the 9 of Pentacles.
Oh,
so definitely the Pentacles are related to work, finance, sort of material wealth and the material world. But with this one, you can see she's got like all of the chakra colors, which to me symbolizes balance and harmony. And 9 in tarot, because the pip cards go up to a 10. 10 sort of symbolizes the completion of a cycle. So with 9 coming just before 10, it feels like you're almost there, but not quite. So there's a little bit further to go, and she's got her cauldron at the bottom there, if you can see. So that there's things cooking away, brewing, ideas going on, and bringing them into sort of the 3D world, into fruition. But it's not quite there yet. So if you've been feeling maybe a little bit fed up, or we all get like frustrated, don't we? Like when is it going to happen? And I want to be there now already. It's coming, it's on its way. And also the main color in here is green, which is symbolizes the heart chakra. So as well in that, just remember to be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. It's coming, it's on its way. So that's what 9 of Pentacles. Hope that makes sense.
Hope that makes sense for you, Debbie. If you can just drop a little thumbs up or a comment or something, it's really useful to have feedback. Because do you know what? Doing this kind of quick fire cards over the internet is really challenging, because you don't have your recipient in front of you to kind of nod and say, oh my God, that's amazing and spot on. So yay, thank you, Debbie. She's saying yes, amazing. Yay. Thank you so much. Oh, amazing. Okay, who am I drawn to? I'm gonna go, Barbara, you're not late, Barbara. Sorry I'm late, but I'm joining you. You're not late. You're always perfectly on time. Oh, not sure what's happening to that comment there. Oh, Barbara, I'm not sure what's happening. There we go. You're not late. It's always perfect time. I'm just going to ask what it is. Oh, I'm not sure if you're a bit rebellious, but I'm being drawn to Sacred Rebels deck, and that's quite an interesting in itself. So that's letting me know that you're eagerly asking for a transition. Okay, this is one of the most beautiful cards. It says, be the hunter, not the hunted. when I see this card talks to me of being able to keep some kind of perspective and distance. So we know that owls fly silently, which is also letting me know that you're somebody that flies under the radar. The expression still waters run deep. I don't get the impression that you're a chatterbox, that you like to leave all of your information, all of your business out there. You very much like to keep yourself under the radar, keep yourself to yourself. This has also got some sacred geometry and Fibonacci numbers around as well, which lets me know that you're somebody who's very awakened to the signs and symbols and synchronicities as they happen around you. You're somebody that potentially will see angel numbers or repeating numbers. You will see patterns and you will see things that other people miss. You are very, very intuitive. You're an excellent judge of character. Sometimes you're not quite as direct as you need to be, though. I get the impression that you're flying all over the place and you're not being as direct. You know what needs to happen, but you're not being as direct as you need to be. With this as well, I'm also getting the energy of a lady with this as well. We're not doing mediumship readings this evening, but I'm also getting the energy of a lady in spirit as well, who's around you an awful lot, because I'm feeling her around my shoulders. And I'm seeing an appreciation of roses and things in the garden. So this is a lady who would have had a real appreciation for beauty. And she's spending a lot of time around you, a lady that had some problems with her eyesight, because I'm going a bit blurry, who's around you an awful lot as well. Hopefully that makes sense to you, Barbara. Hopefully you could take all of that. Really, really beautiful card. Be the hunter, not the hunted. This is letting you know that it's your time, and it's for you to be a bit more direct about what it is that you need to say, and not really be at the whim of other people around you so much who are dictating how your energy is spent. It's down to you how you spend your energy. Hopefully that makes sense for you, Barbara. Thank you so much. Okay. Over to you, Amy.
I'm being drawn to Katie Parker, who would like some guidance on what direction to take.
Hello, Katie. Hello.
Okay. Okay, so we've got the 9 of Wands, and she's come out reversed. But I will flip it this way just so you can see what's going on. There's lots of different ways you can read reversals, and lots of different readers will read them lots of different ways. I tend to read reversals as a sort of blockage, something stopping you. And interestingly enough, you can see in this card that the figure in the card is behind some sort of fence. She's not gone over the sort of threshold yet. And it was in reverse position as well. So it feels like there's something blocking you. And with the Wands being about passion, is there something that's blocking you from following your passion, in fulfilling that? Have you not figured out what that is yet? And I think this card, to be honest, when you're asking what direction to take, is perhaps just asking you to assess what it is that's blocking you, what is in your way. Are there barriers in your way? And to maybe just take inventory, take stock of what's stopping you, because it's only once we've sort of got an idea of what that is can we make a plan of action to remove them or step over them to move forward. And sometimes journaling can help with that, or maybe meditation. It's not always obvious what might be in our way. It might not be anything physical or, of the 3D world. I think often what's stopping us is our own, self-confidence or belief, self-doubt. But I think sometimes getting it out of your head and onto paper, just, putting that bit of distance between yourself and sort of those thoughts, getting them onto paper or drawing them, be visual, just a way of expressing them in some way, might help you to figure out what it is that's blocking you, and therefore you'll be better able to make a plan of action to remove that block or step over it. I hope that was helpful.
Super. Thank you so much, Amy. Lovely. And they are utterly stunning cards. Hopefully that made sense to you, lovely Katie. If you could just drop us a little thumbs up or a message, just to let us know that we are absolutely on track. Amazing. Thank you. Thanks for the feedback, Barbara. Amazing. Oh, I'm so glad you joined us too. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. I am going to, while we wait for Katie, I'm going to pick Desiree Kami, only because Desiree, I know that you've asked. Oh, fantastic. Here's some feedback from Katie. Desiree, I'm going to give you a reading, lovely. Can you tell me the kind of area you want to go into? Because I've just got a really strong feeling that there's something specific that you are wanting to know. Can you just let me know the area you want to have a look at, whether it's kind of work, love, relationships, or your spiritual development, which is the ones I like doing the best, the spiritual development ones. Amazing. Oh, some lovely feedback from Katie there. Yeah, go journal it. Joanna loves her tarot cards as well. Yeah, they do get addictive, unfortunately. I just really hope that my other half isn't watching this, because just to have on show the full horror of that quest for the perfect tarot deck and oracle deck.
I've had to put myself on a bit of a hiatus from buying anymore, but thankfully the last deck I bought was this deck, and this works really well, so I've not felt the desire to go and buy any more yet.
Amazing. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Okay, hello, lovely Jackie, and hi Thomas, how are you doing? Really lovely to have you with us. Thank you for everybody who is sharing as well. That's really kind of you. Yeah, it's not compulsory, but thank you so much. It really is appreciated. Thank you. Okay, so Desiree, for you. Okay, so Desiree, related to your question, this one is primarily around trusting that everything is happening for a reason, and the particular question that you've got. There's an awful lot of negative emotion tied up in there, which feels quite debilitating, and it feels a little bit like I'm stuck. And as I'm talking to you, it just feels like my throat is getting very, very tight. There's an awful lot of tension and an awful lot of anxiety around that, because I can feel it. I also am getting the feeling that this is causing you to lose an awful lot of sleep and maybe wake up during the night as well, because there just feels like there's so much emotional weight behind this particular move. This is also potentially letting me know that there's lots of things tied up in this, which also are to do with moving on and moving up and out, which is why there's so much weight behind the physical move. It's because there's the layers of spiritual and emotional stuff attached to this as well. You'll also have some people around you who are really not helpful, because the feeling that I'm getting is the people around you are not helpful because they're just adding more fuel to the fire, or in quite a negative space, or are kind of being, oh, why has that not happened yet, and why has this not happened yet, and have you done that? And you just really don't need to be pushed at the moment. I feel like I'm a little crab in a shell that just says, I just need to get from this shell to my next shell. Please stop poking me. Leave me alone to get on with it and work through my own process, because I just feel like you're in such an intense period of growth at the same time. It literally feels like I'm raw and I'm oversensitized and I need some grounding. So trust in the process. Things will happen towards the latter part of the summer. Things will start becoming clearer for you. But at the moment, I just think that the many layers of complexity and confusion are really not helping things. What I would probably suggest would be something wise to do is to make sure that you're getting out and you're making sure you look after yourself and you're eating right, because I also get the impression of that being the last thing on your mind at the moment. So make sure that you do that. Okay, hopefully that makes sense for you, Desiree. Okay, amazing. Thank you so much, Desiree. Okay, thank you, Desiree. Okay, yeah, it's a very heavy situation. Yeah, I was feeling that with the cards. It's not just the house move, Desiree. There's a whole other thing bundled up into that as well. Okay, Amy.
I'm being drawn to Roisin Talbot. Have I pronounced your name right? I hope I have.
Hi, Roisin.
Okay. Go with this one. This one seems to be popping out. Ooh.
What have you got?
Is it a good sound or a bad sound when a tarot reader does that? I think it's quite good. We've got the Chariot. A lot of energy here. It always feels quite. Do you know what? My heart started like pitter patter. And then when this card came out, there's a lot of energy here, and excited energy, I think. Slight bit of nervousness, I think, but then it's difficult because nervousness and excitement can present very, very similarly. So maybe a little bit of both. Lots of drive forward. And I think what I'm going to say with this card is, yes, it feels like a propulsion. That's the word I want to use, propulsion forward. And there's a lot of forward-moving energy here, and that's great, and it's exciting, and it's going to get you to where you want to go. But just try and remain balanced. We've got the two opposite ends of the spectrum here in the black and the white horses, balancing those energies. I just want to say, try and keep yourself a little bit grounded. Don't get taken away too quickly. Otherwise, I think you'll find yourself off in the air. But it's really exciting. I feel quite giddy with this card, actually. But yeah, I think as lovely as that is, sometimes we can get carried away with it. So just try and balance that out, maybe with some grounding technique, something like that, bit of breath work, reconnecting with the body, the physical senses type work. So yeah, I hope that was helpful to you. I think you've got, yes, well done, yay.
Amazing. So any little snippets of feedback would be amazing. Now I do know Roisin, and you could not know how appropriate the images on that card are for her. So it's just how the mystery of how this works. So thank you. Any feedback would be appreciated. Really, really meaningful for us, so that we can grow and develop. You never stop growing, you never stop developing and learning. It's a lifelong study, isn't it? Thank you. Okay, reading for Jackie. Lovely Jackie. Hello Jackie, hope you're looking after yourself and staying well. I'm going to give you I'm probably going to give you a 2-card, Jackie, if that's okay. Let's see what they say. Right. So immediately there's so much indecision, Jackie. Oh my goodness, the indecision. I'm just literally like, I don't know which card to pick, which deck to pick. Just the amount of indecision around you at the moment, Jackie. I just feel like I'm taking 1 step forward and 3 steps back, and then standing and then turning in a circle and asking other people what it is I need to do. And the thing is, I do know, Jackie, and I know that you're actually a very focused, independent person, but I kind of feel like it's the other people in your life which are really not helping. Okay, let's see what the stock cards have got to say. Okay, here we go. So the card that you've had is surrender to effortlessness. This is basically saying you're pushing too hard. You need to let go and let the rhythm of life take you, because you're pushing too hard. There's too much energy invested in the decision. There's too much energy invested in you worrying about it and second guessing yourself. This is telling you just to flow and just to lie back and let the energy of the river take you where it needs to take you. If you get stuck in a bit of an eddy, you get stuck down a side tributary, that's fine. Just you need to let go rather than forcing it to happen. The other card. Okay, and this is a really interesting card. These ones are Gabrielle Bernstein cards, and the reason why I picked these ones is because they're really spiritual, and the meanings that they give are so profound. But this one is talking about your faith having the power to turn anything, turning trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. So this is really about just allowing the process to transform the energy that's surrounding you, that feels like it's coming from a negative place, and understand that this is some really, really big lessons that seem to be hitting you one after another, after another, after another, after another, on a very, very profound internal way. Not external things that are happening. These feel like internal processes which are locking into place for you. This is also telling me that you need to spend more time connecting to the love vibration. And I'm not talking about self-love, where you get to sit in a salt bath and scatter rose petals around and all of that stuff. This is about a deep appreciation for who you are and doing all of the hard yards to find those bits of yourself which maybe we will skip over and not address, and understanding you completely as you are, as a perfect being, a perfect child of the universe, a perfect expression of the divine, and actually that we have this duality to us. So this is letting me know that there's some work that needs to be done on kind of a deeper processing, and actually you pushing too hard against the river is just yet another manifestation of you finding something else to do rather than doing the work that needs to be done. In order for you to be able to push past these blocks and move on spiritually, the work has to be done, because until you do that, you're not able to fully surrender to the spirit world and utilize and embody all of the lessons that you've experienced so far. I really hope that makes sense. And yeah, wishing you so much love, sweetness. Thank you so much, Jackie. Some feedback from Rashid. Yeah, the horses. Yeah. Amazing. Really lovely feedback. Thank you.
Awesome.
Super. Okay. Who are you drawn to? We are cooking with gas.
Hey, I was drawn to Valerie Roach.
Valerie, lovely Valerie.
Shuffling for Valerie as you were talking then, and justice. Oh,
that's a good one.
Come out. And immediately, I always see with this one is balance, because we've got the scales there, but I think it's saying to me a balance in the internal and the external. So it's kind of like she's looking into her own reflection. It's sort of like the outward self looking, into the inner self, inner world. Is there balance there? Is how you feel on the inside corresponding to your outside environment, and vice versa? Is your what you're doing in the external world corresponding and balancing with what you're feeling or how you want to feel on the inside? And another thing that comes to mind when I see the Justice card, and in this particular reading, is how we feel inside and how we act. So, our inner values, are we acting in accordance with our inner values? Do we care about a charitable cause, or do we care about the environment? For example, do we care about the environment? Yes, we care about the environment. Okay, well, are my actions representative of that? Am I doing the recycling? Am I taking care of that? Just as an example. But I think it's about finding that balance between the internal and external. Are they marrying up? Because that's when we can feel that incongruence. We feel a bit separated from ourselves, or our ideal self, how we want to be, is too far away from how we are now, and it's about bringing those things closer together. It's not the easiest thing to articulate, so I really hope that kind of made sense. But I think in short, in a nutshell, it's about finding that balance between your internal world and the external world. And if there isn't balance there, how can you find that balance? I think one of the easiest things that people think of when we're thinking about finding that balance is that tidy desk, tidy mind, tidy room, tidy mind kind of sort of philosophy, I suppose. Obviously, that's a really simplistic example, but just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm trying to articulate, I think, I hope that made sense and that I explained that okay. Hopefully you will know what I mean.
Thank you so much, Amy. Yeah, I mean, it's an important point to make that thank you so much for coming and being part of these live readings, but they are live on Facebook. So there's certain things which may come up. And as you know, we're not filtering, but it's just finding the correct and most appropriate way to articulate those sometimes. I'm sure if there's anything that comes up that either Amy or myself want to say to you but are not happy to say over this, then we will contact you and kind of drop you a little line, and we can kind of take that engagement offline. That's absolutely fine. Super. Yes, some feedback would be great, Valerie, for Amy, just to let her know that she's that you understood what it was that she was trying to put across to you. Oh, here we go. Makes perfect sense. Thank you so much, Valerie. Some lovely feedback from Jackie. Lovely Jackie. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, some work to do there. Jackie. Much love to you. Much love and healing going to you. Okay, so who am I drawn to? I am drawn to keep commenting, guys, if you'd like a reading. I know we've cracked through quite a few of you, but if anyone else would like a reading, then do drop us a quick message. Not that I'm saying that it will sway in any way, but if it's a reading about spiritual development or spiritual guidance, then you go to the top of the pile, because they're the ones I really like doing.
No bias.
No bias whatsoever, but they're the ones. Okay. So, Christine, you were the first out of the traps. Okay, reading for you. Let's see what we got. These are message from the guides card. These are really lovely. These have been around literally forever and a day, these cards, but they're such a lovely deck. What I really like about them is they're just such bright, simple cards. I use these ones quite a lot in circle, actually, because the words are really nice and you can kind of interpret them however you want to. So this is a reading for Christine Gillingham. Okay, Christine. Okay, interesting. There's a real theme coming on tonight, guys. This is restriction. And as you can see from the card, the chap is looking, and he's got kind of the inner child inside his head, but it's all shackled and locked down. And then the joy guides are coming around to try and inspire. This card is letting me know that spirit have been around you, feels like night and day, and they're trying everything they can to try and get you to pay some attention to them. And they're basically telling you that you need to look at things in a different way. Because if you carry on doing what you've always done, then you will always get what you've always got. I think that's right. This is saying that you need to be creative. You need to really work with that inner child to release some of the restriction that you're holding onto in order to be able to release. Because it's all a creation, kind of a holographic creation of your own mind. And I'm not going to go into this too much, but it is letting me know there's an awful lot of healing around you as well. And there's also some reading. This lets me know that you're someone who likes to understand the nuts and bolts of a problem before you feel comfortable to move forward. You're somebody, I'm not saying you're a kind of a prolific reader, but you do like to understand what it is that you're looking at before you make past judgment on it. It's interesting, isn't it, in this card that the face doesn't have a mouth. And so symbolically, that's letting me know that you're the kind of person who likes to know what's going on before you make a statement. Before you kind of pin your sails to the mast, really, and say what's going on with you. This is about being free and being expansive in your energy and being playful and taking a bit more of a childlike view of things. And the best way to do that, the best way that I've found to do that, is to try and be in nature as much as you can, because you have to be in the present moment when you're in nature. You can't be thinking about the past and you can't be having anxiety about the future. You are literally just in the present moment. So being in nature, and all of the green that's on this card as well would suggest that would be something that's really useful for you to do. But an awful lot of healing coming to you from spirit. Sweet. So I hope that makes sense for you, Christine. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay.
Am I up? I've been drawn to Lorraine Sheldrick.
Lorraine Sheldrick.
I'm not sure if Lorraine had a question previously. I can only see whether there was anything specific, but
oh, sorry. That's
okay.
Christine. Oh, thank you, Christine. Yeah, amazing. So Lorraine, here we go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your feedback, guys.
One on spiritual
level. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I was a bit torn then between two cards. I've gone with this one. So my initial feeling straight off the bat is one of being a bit torn being pulled in a couple of directions maybe. But we've got the Knight of Cups. And again, the knights actually I find are most difficult to connect with. So it's interesting that I was initially feeling that sort of tension, and then one of the cards that's come out actually does give me that feeling of disconnect. So perhaps there is a bit of a disconnect for you there on a spiritual level. But with the knights always symbolize daring, to dare to do something. So perhaps there's an element that you feel a bit disconnected or a bit torn, but you just need to go for it, really. The only way to connect with something is to connect with it. I feel like you're being a little bit tentative, perhaps. And we can see with this knight, it's a Knight of Cups, which always symbolises emotion. So perhaps there's some fear there, fear of judgment from others, perhaps that's stopping you from making that connection, from going that step further that you need to do. Because the knight is, I mean, look at him, he's all in, he's besotted, isn't he? He's got his picnic blanket in his dozens of he's going all out, and his date, whoever he's waiting for, could stand him up or not turn up, but he's there anyway, and he's giving it all he's got and putting his everything into it. And as difficult as it is sometimes, and I'm not saying this lightly, because it's ruddy hard to take ourselves out of our comfort zones, but that truly is where the greatest growth is. And I would say go for it. Make that connection, take that step, and engage with what you want to engage with. So
lovely. Super. Thank you so much, Amy. Lorraine, if that was working for you and you like the idea of that, she's already come back. Is he your knight in shining armor? Oh, well, do you know what? That would probably be a 3-card reading minimum. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? There's a whole other conversation around tarot, mediumship, fortune telling, predictions. We're not even going to we don't have time to get into that debate. We'll have to have Amy back to talk about that in another episode, I think. Lots of love for that. Thank you so much.
Can I just interject?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm going to say, Lorraine, you're your own knight. Is what I'm getting from that. Yeah. You have the energy to, it's all there. Get on that horse and get yourself where you need to get to.
Let's go and buy our own Prosecco and strawberries.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And our own roses.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Just going to name check Authentic Max, who's watching this live on YouTube. Hello, Authentic Max. We are talking about tarot and oracle readings and offering some mini readings for you all. Thank you so much for joining us live from YouTube. Amazing. This technology is amazing. Lorraine said you put a smile on her face and give us so much upliftment. That is what it's all about. This is the best place to be on a Friday night. Thank you so much, Lorraine. Okay. Who do we have? Jan was up. Hello, Betty from Anchorage, Alaska. Amazing. Thank you for joining us. So lovely to have you along. I'm just going to give a reading to Jan because she has asked for a spiritual reading. Jan, I need to talk to you, and I need to talk to you straight, because I feel like there's some straight talking energy that needs to be around you at the moment. So let's see what comes out for that. Jan, I don't know whether you're familiar with talking therapies or whether you are a talking therapist yourself, but I'm very much feeling as if I need to talk to you in quite a direct way, and let's see what comes up for that. Okay. I'm going to pull 2 cards for you. The other deck that I'm using is the Soul's Journey deck by James Van Praagh, which is a really, really lovely deck. Very direct, really lovely oracle deck. Not been out that long. Okay, so the first card that I pulled for you, lovely Jan, is support card. So this card is letting me know that you have asked for angels and angels have come. And when we talk about angels, we expect earth angels and people who come into our lives to be there in order to make things all better for us. That we send a prayer out to the universe. And at times of crisis or when we're in difficulty, we send a thought or a prayer or an invitation to the divine mystery or the universe or whatever it is that we do. And sometimes people are sent to us that are there to really challenge our status quo and there to challenge the way that we're doing things. And it's about having the opportunity at this time in your life to recognize the people that are around you and understand why they're around you and the gift that they bring. And it might not feel very obvious initially that they're giving you a gift, but they are giving you a gift. It's also letting you know from the universe, from the mystery that works with these little bits of card, that you are being thanked for all of the times that you have been somebody else's angel, and that you have appeared miraculously in somebody's life when you have listened to the intuition, when you've picked up the phone and said, I don't know why I need to ring you, but I need to talk to you. And they said, thank God you have. This is letting me know about some new beginnings as well in terms of your own spiritual development. So your spiritual development is blossoming and growing within that healing ministry. I'm not just talking about hands-on healing. I'm talking about being the right person in the right place at the right time. So you're putting prayers up and asking for support. There's angels around you. I'm not sure if you're the angel, you're into angels. This is very much that angelic frequency, that angelic vibration that's around you. There are invisible hands holding you up at the moment. The other card I pulled for you was the Trust card from the James Van Praagh. This card, again, has got lots of healing and it's got birds around it as well. And birds are the sacred messengers of the spirit world. So if you find birds around you an awful lot, they are messengers from the spirit world. This is about your inner voice and listening to it. And learning to trust your own inner voice, because as I've just said, you instinctively know where to be at the right time and what it is that you need to do. You just need to work on that a little bit more to trust that. You do it subconsciously. When you consciously focus on it, you second guess yourself. Hopefully that makes sense for you. Oh, thank you, Joanne. You're reading James Van Praagh. Oh, he's just amazing, isn't he? Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Jan. Okay, over to you, Amy. I think we've got time to squeeze in one more.
Time flies. Okay, let's go with Kerry Palmer.
Kerry Palmer.
Kerry.
While you're doing that, Katie Parker's asked an amazing question. Where would you start with wanting to develop a card reading? Learning for yourself. If you go back to the first kind of 10-15 minutes we talked about that, so watch it on replay by all means. This is here on the internet for you to watch on replay whenever you like, but it's about just choosing a deck, just going with whatever works for you. Okay. Oh, and Lorraine, I don't know if she's talking. Lorraine, are you talking about Jan, that she's your angel? That's really lovely. Oh, I hope that's true. Okay,
here we go. Ooh, that noise again. We have the world, which just feels so in alignment, I think. Look, we got all the chakra colors there on her dress, so it's going up the chakra centers, just feels like everything is coming together and everything is coming full circle. It just feels really, I just get this real sense of contentment, and I also feel like perhaps it's not, you don't quite feel like that right now, maybe, but it's coming, it's there, and she's stepping. You can see on the card, looks like she's stepping forward. So there's a message there to just, move forward. Don't force it, because it's quite a graceful step. But it's all coming together. Whether you see it or not, it's all working in the background to pull that circle together for you. So that's a really nice message, I think. It feels quite uplifting to me. So yeah, hope that makes sense to you.
Lovely, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the feedback, Jan. Oh, you love angels. Amazing. Yeah, so much angelic energy around you. Thank you. If you could give Amy some feedback, that would be amazing, so that we can kind of grow and develop and see how this is all working online. This is a whole new, like we said, live and unplugged. We've thrown away the questions, thrown away the script and the normal way of doing things, and we thought we would offer you this instead. Great comment from Marsha. The swifts have been flying around me since Sunday. That is so lovely. Oh my goodness. Yeah, very much messengers from the spirit world. Kerry Palm, a lot of love. That you're very special, Amy. I know she is very special. You're in a little fan club. Thank you. Okay, I've got time for one more reading. Let's just see who we have. Who did you do a reading for?
Kerry.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to pick Joanne Hope. Betty, I have seen you and I'm sending you some healing, lovely. I'll send you a healing message afterwards, if that's okay. We don't have time for you this evening, but I haven't forgotten you. Spirit haven't forgotten you. Everyone is around you and you're getting so much healing and support and upliftment. Spirit is around everyone. They are working triple, quadruple time to be as much of a healing presence on the earth at the moment as they can. But I have seen you, lovely. Okay. So Joanna Hope, the James Van Prague. Okay, you want a spiritual reading message. Let's see what Spirit wants you to do with your own spiritual upliftment and development. Okay, you had 2 cards. Oh gosh, as if on cue. The card that you have, Joanna Hope, is that you are not alone. I know you know this. I know you know that you are absolutely always surrounded and uplifted by those invisible people and sometimes visible people from the spirit world. You are surrounded by people that love you. It might not feel like it, but you are surrounded by people who love you. There's a white candle, which I'm being drawn to. And so this white candle lets me know that you're a lady who is familiar with the concept of prayer and sending your thoughts up. You also regularly, I'm actually seeing you writing it down. I am feeling like you write down the people that need healing around you on almost like a healing list, or that you write them letters or cards, or you keep it in a journal or a diary. But you're a very mindful lady. You're an incredibly spiritual lady. The amount of blue and indigo in this card lets me know that your heart vibrates to a very spiritual rhythm. You do have a very big open heart, which sometimes can be very exhausting. And I just feel like at the moment, if you're feeling that you're alone, it's because you're disconnected from how to get to that power, how to get to that love vibration. And it's a case of replenishing yourself in order to be able to go on and give, because we're never left alone. So if you're asking for help from your loved ones in the spirit world, I just want to let you know they're always around you, and no prayer to spirit ever goes unanswered. It will always be answered. But sometimes we aren't in the right energetic state to be able to receive that prayer in a way that's meaningful for us. I really hope that makes sense for you, and that people are always around you. Joanne, it's lovely that your name is Hope. Spirit are always around you. And I just want to give you a quick message from your spirit guides. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just being made aware, again, echoing the low mood that's around you is not anything which is permanent. It is transitory. It's very much, it feels like it's down to your own internal vibration. It feels like it's down to your having to focus on yourself for a little bit. That big heart, just shield a little bit from that very empathic sense of you to be able to do what it needs to do to get yourself into a very fit physical space, and also a fit spiritual and mental space, so that you can go on being amazing. Wow. Okay, lovely. Hopefully that makes sense to you, Joanna. And Marsha's loving it. I thought we can get to you, Marsha, but thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, it has been a bit special this evening. I've really, really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for everyone that's joined us. So kind of how was that for you, Amy? This is your first time going live with me. So how did and using the software, how did that go for you?
Okay, I didn't press any buttons, so it went okay, I think. I made a point of not pressing anything. But no, I mean, it's the first live event I've done with yourself, but it's also the first live event I've ever done. So I just want to say thank you for the opportunity, and also thank you to everybody that's taken part and participated in it, for being so kind and patient and just lovely. You know, seeing quite a few messages saying that people are feeling uplifted and that the energy is great. Well, I feel so uplifted. I feel awesome. So, you know, all the energy that everybody's brought in is giving out has been amazing as well. So thank you all for that. It's been wonderful, special.
Aww. Thank you so much. Yeah, Amy said it beautifully. Everyone that's joined, you've all been part of our virtual circle this evening. It really does feel like we've had this lovely circle energy. I'm buzzing. Amy's buzzing. Hopefully you're feeling just a soupçon of that energy. And we will probably have to do something like this again. It's been a real experiment. Never use this software. Never try to do readings like this. So if you've enjoyed it, drop us a comment, drop us a like. Any feedback is always welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Whatever you're up to, please be kind to yourselves. Hopefully it's inspired you to go and grab yourself a pack of cards or to try something. If you have one kicking around in the loft, we've got all of this time, guys. We've got some time. Go and have a go and get familiar with your deck and see if it appeals to you. Sorry for anyone that we haven't got to yet and we didn't get to give a message to, but the way that spirit works is that I'm sure that in other people's messages, you've heard some truths that have resonated and kind of lodged themselves within your own heart. So please do take that as your message as well. Thank you, everybody, so much for coming and being with us. If you're joining us for the Sunday service, which is over on the church Facebook page on Sunday at 6:15, we have Ashley Robinson, who's an amazing medium, really, really popular, really amazing guy. Do come and join us at 6:15 on the Light Weymouth Christian Spiritualist Church for our regular weekly Sunday service. Thank you all for your feedback. Oh, we're going to read all of it afterwards. Yeah, such a joy. Thank you so much, everybody. Stay safe and have a great rest of your weekend. Take care. Cheerio. Bye. Bye. Bye.